Grand Rising. I saw this video yesterday by Anton, and I wanted to kind of talk about it because it was a white guy who was talking about how he's over white guilt and white shame, and he's just done with it. And it's just hilarious to listen to you guys because you want to act as if you're just going to ignore your history, ignore the things that your ancestors have done, ignore the society that they created for you. And then when you think that people just, you know, let it, it's not even people, it's mainly the Israelites, okay, who are telling you how things are, bringing this information because the vassals and the blassals are with you. They made a covenant with you to not expose the things that you have done. So the only ones that are really exposing, going hard on everyone else, not only just the so-called white people, but also all of the immigrants and everything else who made a covenant with you, are the Israelites. So it's not like you're getting attacked by 99% of the population. You're getting exposed by the Most High's chosen people who have the Holy Spirit, who said she was going to bring all things into remembrance. And you don't like these things being brought into remembrance. So let me show a little bit of this video clip. And before I even show the clip, the fact that you think that you can just say, well, I'm done with it, shows you that you have a society of white supremacy. When were we able to say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being, having people being prejudiced against me. I'm done with it. I'm done with every single group working against me. Did it change anything for me? Absolutely not. Did anyone come to our aid? Absolutely not. But you seem to think that you can just dictate when you're done with people exposing your history. That right there just pretty much exposes the white supremacist society that you seem to think that you have. You've had created a society of unjust weights. And now that the Most High and the Holy Spirit is exposing that, now you're upset. Now you're upset. But the video was absolutely hilarious. Listen to Anton Daniels actually going out there and, well, I agree with him. Of course we know you agree with him. You're a blassel. We expect you to agree with him because, you gave you some success here in his society. So therefore you're going to do a dog and pony show for whatever, is said. But check out the video.
All right, this might hurt some feelings, but whatever. I was just scrolling through my feed and I saw a couple of posts about how white people have no culture. And I'm just over this white guilt, white shame type stuff. I'm not advocating for white supremacy. I'm just advocating the end of white silence and the end of white guilt and the end of white shame because our culture participated in nothing that your culture hadn't participated in previously. We didn't start slavery, but we damn sure ended it. And the only place...
You didn't start slavery, but you damn sure ended it. You started chattel slavery. You started the slavery. There was no such thing as a slavery where people were not considered human until you guys set that up. You set that up in the 1500s with the Spaniards when you guys got here, and you did that to us. You made us 3/5 of a man. When has that kind of slavery ever existed? When has any other group went into slavery for 400 plus years? When did any other group not know who they were, who had their identity stripped from them, their humanity stripped from them? See, you guys make all these claims, and again, you did these things, and you've never paid for it. So see, you are now in a position, the Most High is putting you in a position where you're going to have to pay for these things. You're not just going to say, well, I'm just done with you just telling me about what I did in my history. Well, the Most High is going to not only just tell you, he's giving you a preemptive strike to let you know what is coming. He's telling you about your history, so when this ass whipping comes on you, you understand why it's coming. Let me play a little bit more.
That slavery...
Oops.
All right, this might hurt some feelings, but whatever. I'm not advocating for the world ever figured out how to get their feet wet. It wasn't us that would... And I'm just over this white guilt, white shame type stuff. I'm not advocating for white supremacy. I'm just advocating the end of white silence and the end of white guilt and the end of white shame because our culture participated in nothing that your culture hadn't participated in previously. We didn't start slavery, but we damn sure ended it. And the only place that slavery still exists are in people of color societies in Africa and the Middle East. The Vikings figured out how to circumnavigate the globe before the Islamic world ever figured out how to get their feet wet. It wasn't us that was going into...
And again, Solomon knew how to circumvent the globe. Again, you guys, the astrolabe was created by, I'm sure, Moors, not Arabs. But that's what happens when you try to muddy the waters between Arabs and Moors. Okay, we were already sending ships in the Bible for, trips for like 2 years. So please, again, you're trying to steal someone else's culture like you always do.
Africa and pulling the slaves out, it was other Africans grabbing them and enslaving them. We invented democracy. We invented the constitutional republic.
You stole that from the Native Americans. You stole your government from them. It was not Africans stealing other Africans. So you guys continue all the way until today. You're still pushing the same narrative because you are nothing but a bunch of zombies who cannot get new information and then actually, come up with a different conclusion. We are not Africans, but you guys keep on pushing these lies. And again, that's all part of your white supremacy because you seem to think you can say whatever you want, and it's the God, and it's the God honest truth, right?
The bubonic plague wiped out half of Europe. And what did we do? We got together and discovered Western medicine and inoculations and vaccines. I'm not saying that we're better than you, but we're damn sure not worse. There are 4 major ethnic groups on this planet. There are black people, white people, Asian people, and Hispanic people. And we are the smallest. And we are the only group that you're demanding shut up. And because we're not doing it anymore, you're just going to scream racist louder and louder and louder. And we are done caring. We are not ashamed of who we are. We are not better than you, but we're damn sure no worse. And if we're so freaking terrible, then why? Why does the entire Eastern world flock to countries that we created? Answer me that.
I don't think that he's wrong. I don't think that he's wrong in feeling a level of fatigue.
Why do people flock to the countries that you supposedly created? Is it because you promised them the dainties that were supposed to be given to us? You promised all these people to come over here and chase the American dream, and you gave them all of the things from 1965, and even before that were promised to us, you gave them to everybody else. So of course they were going to come because you invited them all here, and you gave them all of the dainties, and all they had to do was hate the so-called Negroes. That's all they had to do, and they would get all of these dainties, which we've been talking about. So again, they weren't coming over here because you're so great. They were coming up because you were giving them free stuff. And all they had to do was hate the Most High's chosen people. And see, and of course Anton just goes on about, people want to, it's just racism, and black people just want, to blame the white man for everything. We're not blaming you for anything. We are just bringing up the facts of the things that you've set up. We're bringing up the society that you have set up. You've set this society up, all these laws that, of course, you don't look at, all these laws that set up in your benefit. We set up all these laws for the immigrants' benefits. You set up all these laws against us. You made it so we could not buy property, that we could not, we couldn't go to school, that we could not, participate in a society. And again, you seem to think as if all of those things that you've done aren't going to have to be paid for, and that you can just say, well, I'm done talking about it, because that's what you guys want to say. Yeah, you don't want to talk about what you've done, because you don't want to talk about Jeremiah 16 and 19, because this is what's happening. You younger people, younger than this guy, because this guy knows what not to say and whatever else. He just keeps regurgitating the same lie. But the younger generation, you're going to say that your fathers have inherited lies, which is exactly what this guy is just saying. All the stuff he's saying is nothing but a bunch of lies. These have never been fair, and just because all of a sudden now, we got a black president. Barack Obama was not our people. Barack Obama is a Hamite. He's not our people. And even if he wasn't a Hamite, he's a blasphemy. He's a sellout. He's yours. See, but that's what happens when you muddy the waters. Just understand this is what's going on right now. Proverbs 20, okay, and 21. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning, but the end thereof shall not be blessed. That is exactly what you are experiencing in Proverbs 20 and 21. An inheritance may be gotten hastily at the beginning. That's how you guys came, raped, robbed, murdered, and stole everything. You got your inheritance hastily, quickly, by theft and by stealing, right? But again, what does the Most High say about that? But at the end thereof shall not be blessed. Now all your actions of your forefathers is being exposed, and you're realizing that these inheritance and these things that you got are not a blessing. Just like a lot of the immigrants are realizing that they sided with the white man and they decided to hate the black man, and that what they got was not blessed. The inheritance they got and they were able to pass down has not been a blessing to them. And in fact, it's a curse to them. So understand in Proverbs 20:23, diverse weights are an abomination unto the Most High, and a false balance is not good. All these false balances are an abomination, and it's not good. And now it's time to pay. Even though you can just say, I'm done with this. But the Most High is not done with you. He's just beginning. Shalom.